Howdy folks, I'm Dr. Will Wong. Let's talk about something that we spoke about on one of my radio shows a while back. The Human Genome Project, which was started in the 90s, was lauded by the liberal progressive left as for sure proving that gays and lesbians were born and not made. It was one of their social justice warrioring things to prove that there is actually a genetic variation of human beings for gays and lesbians. Well, you haven't heard much about the Human Genome Project from the left because they didn't find a gay gene. There's no such thing as a gay gene. There's no such thing as a lesbian gene. They found nothing. So, the progressive professors in genetics sought out to work around that lack of finding, that lack of science, and now they have produced 42 different variations of XX and XY based on your hormone level, based on your build, based on your whatever their parameters are. God knows what they are. So it's not just XX and XY anymore, but stocky men with curly hair are a different level or a different classification of XY than short men with straight hair or tall men with no hair. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to you, it doesn't make sense to me. I've looked over the science, I've looked over the genetics, and it makes about as much sense and is about as true as climate change science, as global warming or global freezing science was. Remember that all the predictions of the ecologists for the last 50 years since the first Earth Day have proven absolutely wrong. All of this genetic science is just as much on the same level of bullshit. Absolute, chronic, piled deep and high bullshit as climate change science is. Why are they doing this? Well, a professor at Cambridge just came out with a paper proving that pedophilia, the perversion of pedophilia, is normal for men. That men should feel a sexual desire to have sex with young, underaged, unharried boys. If that sounds sick to you, it's just as sounding sick to me. What they're trying to do here is prove that everyone is androgynous. Now, why? If you take a look at the statue of Satan that is popping up in lots of different places these days, you'll notice that Satan has the lower body of a male and the upper body of a female. They have skewed God's creation. God made them male and female. It says so in Genesis, okay? How do you screw up that he made them male and female? You make them androgynous. You make them both. Now there are hermaphrodites, and there are different levels of hermaphrodism depending on the development of the genitalia, whether it's more male or more female, but that bears nothing to what they're trying to do here, proving that everyone's a hermaphrodite, everyone is an androgyne, and that we're all male and female, even though we don't have any female parts. That's why we get the ridiculous, absolutely stunningly stupid teachers telling little boys that they can have periods, little girls that they can make semen. They made semen, how come they don't get themselves pregnant? How come it takes a male with semen to get them pregnant? How come they don't auto-impregnate themselves? You see where all this is going. They are trying to make it so that you accept the androgyne as being normal, so that you accept that there is no hardcore, hard-bound XX and XY, because they want to make the perversions of the androgynes, of the homosexuals, of the pedophiles normal, because they're a minority. You can't oppress a minority by saying they can't do what minorities want to do. So since we've been indoctrinated with that principle because of race, now they're trying to use that same indoctrination to tell us that we have to put up with folks wanting to have sex with underage kids, screwing up their minds for bloody ever. that folks want to have sex with animals, that folks want to have sex with trees. There's a woman who married a tree. God's sakes, there's a woman who married herself. What happens if she wants to get a divorce? The level of this has reached the point of ridiculousness, but it's all based on absolute junk science. Don't believe anyone who tells you that there's true, real science behind any of this. That is a bald-faced lie. And all they're trying to do is legalize perversion. Remember that the directory of mental diseases just took pedophilia out of the directory as a mental disease, just like they took homosexuality out of the directory in 1972 or 73 before its legalization. You take it out of the realm of being a perversion, you legalize it, you normalize it, and then all of a sudden we have generations and generations and generations of these creepy old Joe Biden types preying on the youth, messing up their minds, so completely screwing them over, they're never normal again. You want that? If you don't, resist and tell them that their science is fake and a lie. I'm Dr. William Wong. I'll talk again with you soon. Bye-bye.